Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is in our little foreground area, we are going to do what is behind, what's the furthest back here. So we are going to start with our paintbrushes. Our paintbrushes have a variety of different colors on them. The base of the color that you're going to see, especially on this little stem, is going to be yellow. The yellow is going to be bolder than what you're going to see on the actual palette. So I'm going to start with my darkest area, and I'm actually going up and down. You could actually take it and go like this in the direction of the form that way. That would actually work really well too. So you'd either go up and down or you're going to curve things. So of course, my darker is going to be right here. The lightest is going to be in the middle. I am going to take a few little yellow lines and I'm going to pull them through that little part right here. I'll do the same thing right here. I'll make my darker area where that little shadow is, and I'll kind of outline that. I'll outline that little edge, and then I'll do some little pull through kind of things. Next thing it looks like that I'm adding here, I'm pulling in a little bit of my red. Now the red and the yellow, they're going to mix together and they're going to create this little orange. So it's going to appear that I've done orange here, but we all know that I've just put a yellow and a red there. I'm still following what I'm supposed to. Where this palette overlays the little paintbrush right here, I'm gonna make that a little bit heavy right here. Just because you have a really nice little cast shadow that could happen right there. Since this one is pushed a little bit behind this brush would be in general darker. And that brush, I'm just pulling a little bit of that yellow over it. Also, what you can do too, to make a little shadow right there, you can pull in, well, we can do that blue, or we could do that blue. So this blue, it can happen here, it can happen in shadows and all of that. So just pulling that here, you can see how it just grayed things out really, really well. I may have like a little bit of that here on the edge. I might have some like right here, not much here. In this little area, because it's kind of pushed forward, it's going to be a little bit warmer. I'm going to put my actual primary blue on there, and you'll see how that really darkens that little area. You can see I am layering a little bit of my red over that. And you're welcome to try yellow. When you get to this point, it is really hard to lay the yellow down, just because you have these little dark colors going over it. So it looks like what I've done next for this thing is I'm kind of making this little silver part of my paintbrush. It looks like it's blue, like the blue sky. It looks like I stuck in a little bit of this blue. I'm just going up and down, y'all. You can pull some through the middle. And I will accent it a little bit with this yellow. I didn't want to put the yellow throughout this because it may end up turning the thing green, so I'm actually making more of the middle part of this thing yellow as I go. If you need to neutralize any of this stuff, you can add a brown if you would like to do that. And you can also add brown here if you wanted to neutralize this. I think is absolutely fine. I'll put a little bit there just to help with the shadow. Looks like, let's see, what did I do here? It looks like I added mix something that looks very similar to purple. So I'm gonna add my red here on my paintbrush. It sort of makes sense to have this paintbrush a bit red because you got this little blob back here. So I'm gonna mix a little bit of that. I'm making it darker where I have my little outlines and stuff, and I'll do a little bit of that here. I'm adding my blue. Like I said, you are just using primary colors, but I didn't make a rule that you can't mix some things, right? So, we're getting around some things, but you're going to see this thing is dominated mainly by the primary colors, right? It'll be clear what's going on. And you're welcome to put like a little highlight. Sometimes the yellow acts really well as a little highlight right there. So, but like I said, it's up to you. All right. So the next video, I'll start on my blobs.